No worries. Let's get fucking into it.
Are we live?
Yeah, we're going. You're very welcome back to the whatever episode of the User Hectic podcast with me, your host, Justin Freeburn, and co-host at this point, basically, Adam Byrne. So I think actually we will announce it on this one that because by the time this comes out,
We did a gender reveal.
A gender reveal, yeah. Pop a balloon. It's a live podcast. So basically we're doing a live podcast in the Sunflower Bar on the 26th of May. That's ages away, so hopefully sell that out. I mean, we sold 40 tickets in the Portside Inn one. It's 50 for, you know.
That's doing well, like.
No, I mean, and I feel like the Sunflower will be more our turf anyway.
Exactly.
So,
You hear that, Darren Matthew? I'm joking.
It's 2 days before his Sunflower one as well, so he's going to kill me.
Yeah.
Because his is the last Sunday, ours is the last Friday, so
Yeah.
he's going to be fucking
Like,
furious.
you fucking bastards.
He said to me, don't do it in the last Sunday of the month, and I went, oh, really? So, live podcast, 26th of May, User Hectic live podcast. Me and Adam are the main ones on it. I don't know if you want to do a bit of stand-up on it or not. We'll decide that closer to the time.
We'll see. Might give it up, you know. Probably won't, to be honest.
It's too addictive. So you might be doing, like, maybe you will be having 2 special guests, and one of said guests might be doing a bit of stand-up on it as well, maybe even emceeing it. So we'll see what the crack is then. But
doesn't the guy, one of the special guests, isn't his second name Hart?
Hart? Oh, yeah. Brett.
Bret Hart. The hitman.
Rhymes with sniffing. And
Franco. Something Griffin. Your man from Family Guy.
Your man from The Simpsons or something.
And Harry Osborn.
Mate, that's who he could play.
Yeah, no, he couldn't. You couldn't do him now. He's an nonce.
Oh, well, yeah, but I mean, like, he like, I could see, like, if you don't know already, it was Kieran Franco.
Yeah.
Like, Kieran Franco could play Harry Osborn in the Spider-Man movies.
He does have that sort of layer of awkwardness, but also he could just turn it on.
Yeah. Holy shit. He does. Do you ever get the vibe from him that, like, he's real Michael Cera vibes?
Yeah.
Like, he didn't want to do stand-up, but he just ended up there on stage one night and he just stuck with it.
Yeah, no, he's like Michael Cera, like, normally, but when he's steaming, he's like Michael Cera, and this is the end.
Yeah.
But he's not groping women though. Like.
That's the most perfect way I've ever described. Fucking slapping Rihanna's ass and all. That's
We're gonna make it, bro.
And then when he's sober, he's like, these eyes, these eyes, I've seen a lot of it. But so live podcast 26th of May. Get your tickets. They'll be on Eventbrite, and that's basically the rest of the information will be on the poster on my Instagram anyway. So follow me at Justin Freeburn Comedy. Follow Adam at Adam Byrne Comedy. We'll actually get back into the fucking episode now. So, scrap me any.
Well, I'm gonna be honest with you, mate. You seen me walk into the car. I'm fucked.
Yeah, so you're.
And I will bitch about it. I've got time to spare, mate. Yeah, my knee's fucked, and I'm just hobbling along, living life in the slow lane.
Yeah, you told me about it in the car earlier, but what happened?
So I got a bad case of body dysmorphia last month and just didn't eat, and I was like, need to lose weight.
Right.
This isn't attention seeking. This is actually what happened. Why do you do comedy? Oh, I hate myself. That's why. But yeah, so I was like, oh, blah, blah, blah. I'm going to text a few people I used to play football with and get back into just playing 7-side, because if I can do that, do you know what I mean? It'll do something. And then I was playing football in the, like, 3Gs in Lisburn, and do you know what I mean? One would say I was bawling.
What, you were bawling?
I was bawling.
Bawling your fucking eyes out, folks.
I wasn't bawling. Do you know what? And I still have it. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
It never left. If anything, I got better.
Yeah, you're actually, like, whenever we played 5-a-side, like, you were top 3 on the pitch. Like,
no, but nobody
behind
thinks it, because I'm just this big gangly fellow with long legs and long arms, and he's just awkward. But anyway, so I was loving it. I was lavishing in this opportunity to return to the turf.
Right.
And sure, went to cross a ball, and my knee just went, and I went,
Jesus.
That's never happened before. It's a bit of a bollocks. And then I said to you, because I was playing with men, and the guy was like, oh, mate, was that your your laces hitting off your boots? And I was like, no, mate, that was my knee. And he was like, right, might want to get that checked out.
He's like, why does your kneecap sound like someone's shaking 2 dice in a can? Like,
And I was that embarrassed.
Shaking a martini, folks.
Yeah, I was that embarrassed. I was like, I can't, like, my dad's always told me, sympathy is just a word beside syphilis in the dictionary. Man the fuck up. So I just had to get on with it, and I didn't. I was just grabbing the fence, just crawling up, and then I ran Megan. It was like, listen, you'll not believe this. I'm fucked.
Was this like the same thing as like McKeagney in that video where he broke his feet? Where he was like just lying on the ground, like just sliding like a snail. Like
it wasn't even, mate. I was that embarrassed that it happened. I just got up, went to walk, and then fell over, and I was like, went to play on for 5 minutes, and then my knee buckled, and I was like, I was like, hold on, wait a minute, something ain't right. And then
looked like a Joe Biden trying to climb a stairs.
Yeah, it was literally like that. But and then Megan laughed the whole way home, and then
that's your sympathy.
Yeah, mate. So do you know what? I'm supposed to be on crutches and all. I'm so hard and stupid that I'm not. I'm just walking on it and it buckles. But like, I just like to say Minnie takes a screenshot when that happens. So it's grand. Like, but it's not. But sure, listen, it could be worse. Could be worse.
That could be your other knee.
Could be my other knee. But so in conclusion,
that could be your funny bone you broke. You know what I mean?
Do you know what I mean? But yeah, so it's grand. And then what else am I at? Not a lot. I'm going to New York, going to the city that never sleeps in a couple of weeks, so I'm looking forward to that. I was going to make like a wee terrorist joke, but I did my visa and I don't want to get pulled by the security people.
I remember whenever I went to America, they were like, I was like 16, and they were like, you know, the way immigration people, like you go past and they ask you questions. They don't like, you know, they're not like fucking, I don't know how to explain it. Like the ones that, like when we went to Amsterdam the other week, it was just like someone takes your passport, looks at you and goes, right, that's you, bop, stamp. These people are like people at wee desks and they're like sitting looking at you and they're like I was just there again. I had like 26 whenever I was 16, like I was in a wee beanie and all, shocker. And they were like, so what are you going over here for? And I was like, just like charity work and like youth projects and stuff. And he was like, oh really, do that often? And I was like sitting there like, mate, I'm being interrogated here. Like I was fucking shitting myself. Like I was like I never snitch.
I'll do you one better. So my sister, she went to uni and all. She has the brains, I have the looks. I hate myself. But yeah, so blah blah blah. My sister was going to
so she's not that smart then
no,
either.
she's not but my sister went to uni and she was doing like a semester. Is that what you call it? Abby, you want the university as a semester? Yeah, semester. Bam, very American. Bam. But yeah, so she was doing like a semester abroad and it was in New Orleans and basically a load of shit happened. She never went, but a couple of years later she went on holiday to Florida.
Right. And
she had a student visa that was never used. So when she went to the airport, they pulled her in and was like proper like good cop, bad cop, and it's like, blah blah, what are you here for? She's like, oh, we're here on holiday, and we're like,
if she was anything you like, terrorism.
Yeah, like, fuck. And then so basically, and they were like, okay. So you have a student visa here that wasn't used. Do you know what was done on the student visa? 9/11. And you've met my sister, like she's 28 but she looks 14.
Yeah, she's very young looking.
Yeah, she was like like freaking out.
What was done under student visa? 9/11.
Just kept being like, 9/11, like it was just every 5 minutes talking about 9/11. She was.
Do you know what was done on Epsicard? The Titanic.
Yeah. Just based. She was crying. She was like, I just want to go to fucking Disneyland.
Jesus Christ.
See, you're a child looking an adult ticket. 9/11. Do
you know what was done under a Southern Trust AD?
Yeah.
The Hindenburg.
Northern Bank job. That was a temp in the civil service. 9/11.
Do you know who had a student card? Hitler. Yeah.
Technically, he didn't.
True.
He never got in there.
That's what happened to mine.
Yeah,
that's why he was a bit sour about it.
Exactly. Do you think artists are a wee bit mad?
They are. I would consider like what we do on art as well.
Yeah.
So, you know, what do you?
Yeah, but like. You have artists now, they're like, I bathe in shite and paint myself in my house and I'll sell
4 days straight.
And you're like, why though?
Exactly.
But then you've like your mom, what do you call your fella with one ear?
Oh, Van Gogh.
Van Gogh. Imagine being like that heartbroken over your woman that she like rejects you and you're like, cut the ear off and gives it a gift.
See, I think there's a conspiracy behind that. Because obviously, what do you hear? No, I was fucking.
What are you joking?
I'm fucking mad.
My dad's like, he wakes up.
You know that video of Duke Deuce, that rapper?
Yeah,
he's like, He, I think Van Gogh was in trouble with people, and who cuts their own ear off and mails it to their brother? Or do you think someone has cut his ear off and mailed it to his brother as a threat? You know, where like Theon Greyjoy gets his dick cut off and is like sent to his sister.
Yeah.
That, and then see when he killed himself, he was shot in the stomach. And he was found, like, something like, I'm paraphrasing like fuck here, he was found, like, a good bit away from where his easel was.
Yeah.
He was, like, painting in a field, and he was shot in the stomach, and they were like, oh, fuck, he killed himself.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm like, oh, fucking, we'll do it, mate.
Yeah,
fucking, you know, like,
That's mad.
Do you know what I mean? That
Yeah,
makes a lot of sense,
but,
like, you know?
Do you know when you're saying it? What, like, so, see getting blackmailed in, like, the 1800s, what's collateral? You, like, so you have no social media, so, like, realistically, like, say if you were, like, being racist, can't use that, you don't have cars, you don't have, like, any, like, valuables, so, like...
Tell your mother you had sex before marriage.
Yeah, like, I'm gonna fucking slaughter all 6 of your fucking cows. Well, of course you're gonna have, like, agree to this man's demands.
Have you ever watched, it's a Million Ways Down the West?
No.
No,
that's
I
one with Liam Neeson, but he's still like, he's a cowboy, but he's like, I am from Ballymena.
He's like, the only reason I'll do this movie is because at one stage they shove a dandelion up his arse and it's wild. But it was a stunt double, like Liam Neeson's arse is not smooth. But
he is from Ballymena though.
Yeah, true. But he's like, you alright there, partner? And it's fucked up, like his accent's wild in it. But there's like a scene at the start of it where he's like, they're in like a gunfight, you know, like them old western gunfights, and he's like, "Your damn sheep grazed up half my ranch, Stark." He's like Seth MacFarlane's just being himself, you know, like the rest of them are all cowboys, but he's just like, you know, he's like, oh, my sheep are like the bad, they're not that great and all. I'm not, and his girlfriend's like, "You're not even a good sheep farmer," and he's like, one of your sheep made it into the whorehouse last week, and he's like, one of them was on the roof the other week, and he turns around and he goes, "Yeah, sorry, she has retardation, that's Bridget." And it's
so silly, but it's funny because of him.
It was the same thing. I was like, they're like, "Oh, we're going to kill you and your family," and it was like, "Dude, you want, bro?
Yeah,
we live in a cabin in the middle of a fucking
and we're gonna all die of polio and tuberculosis. Like, you're doing us a favor,
you know what I mean? Like, we're gonna fucking.
I would like, and I know it's so typical. Like, imagine come back in the time, right? And I know everybody says tang fastics, but like if you could give but like if you could give like a pilgrim, like back in the day, like something like a mad like
straight out of Compton album.
Yeah, no, not even. But what sweet would you give them or something that would kill them? Like imagine giving them a toxic waste.
Yeah,
like you can't spit this out or I'm killing your cows. They just all die.
You know them nuts. They're like the ones with all the spice on them.
Yes, the Moby Dick nuts, is that what you call them?
Like, yeah. Them ones. Give them one of them. Mate, you give them fucking, you give them a sniff of a Yankee Candle, they'll pass out. Like,
even, mate. Oh, here, there's a fella up the road here doing salt and chili chicken. Dead. Mate, curry sauce.
The batter off a chicken ball.
Yeah.
Like, fucking croaked it, like, you know what I mean?
Mayonnaise.
Mate, you give me mayonnaise that day, fuck's sake.
Lad, I love spice.
Do you think they were
and spicy food?
What happened back then if you were lactose intolerant? That's what I want to know.
No, see, this is
spice and spicy.
This is where my conspiracy thing comes into it. Didn't exist.
You think? Oh, is this?
Didn't exist.
Do you think it's like forced upon us? Or
yeah, it's the same as like where people are like think of it this way. Not to get all philosophical, but like, do you reckon cavemen had cancer? No.
Well, dogs get it.
Aye, but like, look what dogs eat.
True. Our
food. Yeah, do you know what I mean? So I do generally think there's microplastics in our food that are killing us.
Oh, well, yeah, that would make sense.
But I hear anyways, do you see
Tim Hortons was class earlier.
Class. Remember I was telling you something on TikTok, your man Pedro Pascal?
Yeah, Pedro Pascal.
Right. Abby, did you hear about this? His Starbucks order? No. You're a coffee drinker, aren't you?
No, Abby hates coffee. On tea. How wild is that? Yeah, well, Pedro Pascal has like a wild coffee order.
Where do you hear the on fellas thing?
Just fill this dead air here with random nonsense.
Right, so he has an ice quad espresso in a venti cup with extra ice, right?
Right. It already screams to me like
no milk.
Gay cock. No milk?
Yeah.
Well, to be fair, I drink black coffee, like, but I'm not drinking a quad espresso, like, that's some Wednesday autumn shit.
Oh
like.
yeah, absolutely. So take 6 shots of straight espresso over ice, but he's from South America though, so he's like, he's like, I think he's from Chile.
Yeah,
so he's probably like,
he's like, dirt.
This is lovely.
This tastes way better. This tastes way better than an earthquake.
Do you know the capital of Chile is?
No.
Santiago. There wasn't any joke.
Oh, right. I was
That's what I see, Megan. Like,
just random movie trivia here.
Do you know the way, like, do you know the way, like, you're trying to sleep at night and, like, your missus is like, wouldn't it be funny if, like, we could fly? You know them sort of questions.
Hypotheticals.
Yeah, hypotheticals. Do you know what I go there?
Yeah.
I have.
She loved me if I had a seatbelt.
Yeah. What if I was to die? And you're like,
if I had no arms, no legs, no face, no nose, no fucking tits, no
what
nothing.
would it be? Nothing. Fucking nothing.
You'd have been fucking abortion. You know?
Jesus Christ. Fuck me. But I do play this game with her without her realising. I'll be like, here, what's the capital of Finland? And like, I do all the major capitals of Europe, and then throw in like some in South America, falls asleep.
Oh, is that how you get her then?
Generally.
Mate, this is fucking good shit. This is like in Friends. Do you ever watch Friends?
No.
No, hey, you don't seem like the kind of guy to watch. There's like a thing where like Ross is like teaching Chandler how to like get your own space on the bed, and whenever the girl's like cuddling you and there's all that other space on the other side of the bed, and he's like rolls her over basically and teaches him it, and then like the girls find out that he's like telling them about it, and like, you don't want to sleep with me at night, you know, like that's what this is like. You're like, she's like, you don't want to do hypotheticals now. No, but you love me if I had a dictionary, like, you know? No,
but I'm also bad for it. I'll be like, Megan, like, isn't it mad that like in Lisburn there used to be a TK Maxx and that's nothing? She's like, right enough. Why did that happen?
Yeah, that TK Maxx with one floor.
I always remember one of the first few people I ever seen when I got into stand up was Jack McGee. See his joke about TK Maxx's are like car boot sales with an escalator. Fantastic.
It was as good.
So funny.
And actually, like I said something on the podcast last week there. I said because we were talking about Nuts Corner on it.
Yeah.
And I was like, Nuts Corner. I was like, it's basically TK Maxx for gypsies. It's like
Travellers, Justin.
What the fuck they are, you know what I mean?
I've only ever been to Nuts Corner once, and it was with Cahill. We need to get him on. Like,
is that your barber?
Yeah, but he's like, he's Cahill. Right. He's just, and he brought me up. He's like, sure, we'll go up to the market. Me fully expecting this like well established thing.
Oh yeah,
it looked like a Call of Duty map.
As I said, it looks like the Middle Island Littles.
Oh yeah, absolutely. It's like,
but there's just cultures just there. Like, you like what you see? Yeah.
It's like, do you want a number plate on a burger and a mix up for £7?
And a high vis vest.
Yeah, that's it.
Like fucking.
So that's what he does.
Like, I got this fucking lanyard.
Yeah.
Off it. Yeah. Do you guys real Nick? Fuck that.
That's fucking Nick.
That's nice.
Yeah. But he
just don't it.
Yeah, Cahill done this thing and it stuck with me and it makes sense and I've seen him do it. He used to just wear a high vis coat everywhere and I'd be like, why do you do that? And he goes, Mom, see if you have a high vis coat, you can walk
anywhere.
Yeah. And he used to just park a car anywhere and just show up with high vis and he'd be like, no bar, mate, say nothing. Yeah. And then that's it. Like,
I heard that if as well, there's the high vis one. And if you carry a ladder into a building.
Yes, that's true. I've heard that. Yeah.
Me and you should do that. Yeah. We should have done that into the boxing.
We should have done
Me and you just want a ladder. Like, alright, mate, we're fucking doing a lights, mate.
What about a high vis?
We're climbing Johnny Bo's for it.
Jesus Christ.
I love Johnny Bo, sorry.
What about a high vis and a ladder?
Well, you're fucking getting that anyway.
9/11.
Do you know who got a high vis? Bin Laden.
Bin Laden.
That's a fucking sketch.
Yeah.
Bin Laden just because he's
just getting on an easy jet.
A pair of headphones, you know.
Skull candies because he's a cheap bastard.
It's like, you think I can afford this? Not living in a cave.
Yeah.
Jesus, right? Well, there's racist.
It's not racist if it's an impression.
Facts? I don't know. Well, I've never actually heard Osama bin Laden talk. I just see all the wee...
I don't think anybody did.
The wee, like, muted voices. Again, another conspiracy.
Yeah.
Don't think he actually...
Nah, me neither. I just think it was Obama to get in for a second term.
Yeah, I don't think Osama bin Laden ever was a person. I think they got, like...
He supported Arsenal. Sorry.
So does every terrorist.
Yeah. So does Sean McAlevey. And he's from Newry. Make it make sense.
It didn't have to make it make sense. It just fucking does. No, man. But I know it's that's why. Like, but I have a feeling that Bin Laden was actually like a cover up. Like they just got some random fucking.
Oh wow, yeah. Pick a name out of a hat. It's like free syllable. It's like we can't make it too obvious, so he has to have boom, boom, boom.
Have you ever watched Iron Man 3?
Yes.
And they kind of expose that a wee bit with the Mandarin.
Yeah.
Like, obviously in Shang-Chi, this is a very nerdy bit, sorry. But, like, in Shang-Chi, they actually do. Like, they have the Mandarin, who's, like, a real bad dude. Well, he's not bad, but he's just...
Is he real? Where's he live?
he's a big orange, Mandarin orange, Mandarin Chinese actually, on Donald. It's not where it is. But he like. They basically say, you know, oh, they've got this guy called the Mandarin, and it's your man. He's not an actor. I forget his fucking name. Ben something. But I forget his name. But he's basically playing this terrorist on TV, and he's like, I will kill Iron Man, and like all this shit. And it turns out that he's actually an actor. Whenever Tony Stark like finds him, he's an actor, and he's like, I'm the actor Trevor from Liverpool. It's the worst Liverpool accent as well. And he's like, no, they just give me money and drugs and plastic surgery, and that was it. You know, don't know why he would sound like fucking Donkey from Shrek, but
like I always hate that. Like people probably think, "Oh, we lads mad," like just always talking about conspiracies, but like it makes true. It makes sense.
It makes true, but no, it does. It fucking like the amount of shit that like goes on, and you're like, and then like 10 years later, they're like, oh no, that was true.
Yeah,
you know, like all the shit that comes out, and they're like, oh yeah, no, we were testing people with LSD to see if we could control their minds. And you're like, what the fuck? You know? And in the 60s, people were like, no, they're fucking doing this, and people were like, yeah, it's fucking mad cuck, you know, like
even the thing of like Alex Jones, once again, sound mad. He said this thing famously, oh, they're turning the ducks gay and frogs gay and stuff. But it was actually true. Like the government were dumping stuff in the ponds that was like there was something in it that was making like frogs actually.
The frogs are gay.
Yeah, basically, and it was essentially like kill all. Like so if you, and I'm not saying that homosexuality, like I'm not saying that, but you know, see before someone clips that and I lose my job, like.
Yeah, no, it is like I know what you mean. See, it's like Alex Jones says some mental shit, but he also says some stuff. I'm like, oh, he's mental, but he's right. You know what I mean? Like, but it's not just Alex Jones. You know, it's like it's not like Alex Jones is making up these claims, you know. It's like like he's just saying it, you know what I mean?
Absolutely.
And like I'm like I think he is a mental bastard, like, and he's funny as fuck to watch. Like if you're just watching him, and like, do you ever watch that interview he does, and the guy's like blaming him for school shootings, and out of nowhere he just goes, "No, I did those school shootings. I fucking pulled the trigger." And you're like, Jesus Christ.
I love when he's on Rogan. He's like, "I'm not gonna lie, I'm kind of retarded."
I'm not gonna lie. I'm kind of retarded.
Yeah,
it's brilliant.
Fantastic.
That's what I mean. He's a good character to watch, but also he's like, it's good to have like that breath of fresh air where it's not some fucking liberal dickhead shoving something down your throat. You know, being like fucking
just land you.
Yeah, like, you know, just being like, oh, we love trans people, and then they're just there with their wee gay pride flag, but there's a Nike tick on the other side of it. You know. Like,
I make it make sense.
Yeah, like they're just dickheads. Fucking no, really.
Fucking load of shit, bro.
Me and you in the next episode of those conspiracy guys. Gordon Rossford.
My dad loves him.
Really?
Yeah, of course he does.
Of course your dad does.
He'd just be like, Adam, central banking system, forget about it.
My
cash only, son.
I sleep on my money.
Yeah.
All my money stuffed in a pillow. It was 11 quid.
I had a mate like that, and it was one of them ones where it was like mental, and it would be like, I'd be like, you know, you're talking to your mate's man, it's always weird. It's like, oh, how are you? Any women? And you're blah blah. And I'd be like, oh, I'm just going down to Santander here. And she goes, do you use banks? And I was like, yeah. And she was like, I don't believe in it. They're going to take all the money from you. And I was like, all right, okay. And she goes, I have like 50 grand under my mattress. And I'm like,
you're up, where is it?
No, but you know what I mean? It's also like, you're living in a place in Northern Ireland.
Yeah.
Like, nobody's going to come after you.
Yeah. And I'm like, my thing is like, they're like, oh yeah, the banks are going to take your money. And I'm like, if I don't get it first, you know what I mean? Like, I spent my money within 4 days.
Oh, mate,
the bank doesn't get the chance to steal my money.
I'm like saving, but for what? Do you know what I mean? Like, I
stopped paying pension and everything.
No, don't, mate, don't. I was on the phone to people. Them bastards stroked 400 quid off me.
Really?
Not all at once, but like collectively over 12 weeks. But I was like, can I get my money? And they're like,
oh, really? Yeah.
You might have to wait till you're 55. And I was like, I might be dead.
Yeah, that's exactly. Microplastics. No.
Yeah, exactly.
These frogs are raping the life out of me.
Yeah, might go to America and 9/11.
You know what I mean? Them student visas will fucking get you. But no, like in work, I noticed I opted out of my pension when I was like 19. Yeah. I was like, fuck that, I'm not making it to whatever age it is. Like, you know, burn out better than fade away. You know what I mean? But
Whiplash.
Yeah, it's also out of a like a Bon Jovi song or something, or like Def Leppard or something. I'm fucking paraphrasing.
I'm sorry to interrupt. Do you know it's either the guitarist or the drummers from Def Leppard? Where's he from?
Don't know.
Lisburn.
Is he actually?
Not even. Do you want me to Google it? Like, I swear to you right now, right?
What do you want? No, that's wild. he's just there like, well, lads, fucking get the tunes on.
Yeah. Fucking Paul McCarthy, right on.
They're like, how'd you get so good at drumming? He's like, there's this time of year, right, where I'm from, right, called the 12th.
Yeah. Mate, I'm not even joking. And my dad...
That's how they get them big heavy drums in their songs. Yeah. It's just a big lambeg one.
Vivian Campbell is a Northern Ireland guitarist. Remember? Yeah, literally born in Lisburn.
Bet he's wild in the flute.
Must be. There's always that whole thing. Here, did you ever see the drummer from Def Leppard? One arm. Lost in a car accident.
Sure, I forget his name. Is it Tony Iommi from Black Sabbath? Has 3 fingers, and he's one of like the best guitar players in the world.
That's mad.
Like, literally, he's like fucking this, and it's like they're the main ones.
Yeah.
You know, like
adapt. He must be good at fingering.
Well, you know, it's like, you know, when you get that itch.
Yeah.
Like when you lose an arm, people go, I can still sort of feel it itching, and it's like, you know,
he just playing the guitar, the guitar.
He's fingering her with no fingers, and she's feeling it.
There's always I always remember at school. Let's see if you can remember broken fingers. Like say you were playing football or something.
She sneezed.
Oh, you fucking bad! You lose your hands on.
I know. I mean, like you.
What was weird when the PE teacher said it to you? Mate, what was the crack with PE teachers?
Mine wasn't bad actually. Like I know what you're talking about.
Yeah.
Because everyone else's.
Yeah.
But mine was just this like Irish Gaelic player.
Yeah.
And he was like, I remember he would always be like, listen lads, if you're doing if you're playing PE or whatever at the end of the day, sure when you get home. And I was like, I mean, sure when you get home. And he was like, sure, you know, you hit the showers. And I was like, oh, shower, like the shower. And he was like, yeah, he was like, just wait till you get home. I don't want to see none of that. And I was like, that's a good lad.
Yeah.
He's fucking telling kids not showering in school. I was like fuck.
Like our one, he was sound. You called him Cormac, right?
Right.
I'm name dropping Cormac McKenna.
He kicked the fuck out of Ian Thompson there, did
he? But like, it was one of them ones. If you were good at football, he'd bring you to McDonald's.
Yeah.
Say nothing, like. Say nothing. He didn't speak like that, but I'm disguising
none of
him.
them like me.
Yeah, and it was just like, but I want to get good at football. And it was all. See if you were involved in sports in schools, like you could beat up, like you could do whatever. It's like, yeah, it's alright. Like
I know, like they loved the wee dickheads that like played football and all. They did. I remember them all. Like my PE teacher loved. There was an Irish guy, and he got filled in by like this younger guy who like played for like Mayo or something.
In what context?
What do you mean? He like filled him in. He like ripped his asshole apart. No, he like he was off sick or something.
Alright. Oh, he covered for him.
Yeah.
Also, in what context?
He covered in his cum. But he, nasty. But he was like, it was another guy came in and he played for some like big like professional Gaelic team. Yeah. And he was only doing like the teaching. Like the subbing is like a bit of crack, you know. And he was like, he made like fucking 800 quid a week off Gaelic, you know. So it was something wild like that.
Fucking hell.
And I remember. There was this guy in our class who became like, I don't know if he's professional or amateur boxer now, but everyone loved him because he could have been a comedian, like he was funny as fuck, and he was a wee bit of a dick though, you know, like everyone, like he was just, I remember he was like 17 going out with like a 35-year-old and I was all, but like he was just that guy, he was the popular guy in school and all, and like I got along with him a wee bit, and then just times he would just not like me for some reason. I was like, fuck you, whatever, but again, he was like amateur boxing back then, and this new PE teacher fucking loved him to bits, and it was so fucking annoying because he used to just go about the like we had like a wee mini gym in our like school in a mobile, but it was like, you know, like 8 kg dumbbells, you know, like in a treadmill, that was all it was, and like a fucking medicine ball, and he was just walking about that. There was boxing gloves in it. They were like fucking wee thin ones, like they were like 8 ounce or something, you know. You eat more meat, you know what I mean? And like we put them on, and me and him were like messing about sparring, and he kicked the fuck out of me, he circled me, like, and the PE teacher was like just like cheering it on, and I was like, you dick fuck, you punching the fuck out of me. I was like, and the PE teacher was just standing there going, I like, Lord, you like fucking your shit. No,
I let you fat cunt, the big fella beating you, you know.
So fuck this, Jesus Christ.
Yeah,
he was quite ripped as well, the wee fucker. But
what's he doing now though?
I think, oh god, he's probably dead.
See, that's the thing with popular kids in school. If you're dicks, it all comes back to you.
Yeah, he grew up in that same street my mum grew up in Lurgan, which is like pure fucking raw territory. Like, you know, like it's like the polar opposite of the Shankle, like, you know. Yeah. But no, it's called Quilky if you want to know. But Mickey actually grew up near there as well. Funny enough, yeah, he grew up like just like in the it's like the middle class part of it. like where the bigger houses are, you know.
Yeah.
But like the main road is just like tricolours. Abby's been down it. It's just all tricolours, and like, you know, the curbs are green, white, and orange, and there's like fucking free of POWs, and it's like,
Yeah. Mate, what about Strabane when you drive in?
mate, I thought Strabane was gonna be like,
Lovely wee fairy town.
yeah, like I thought there was gonna be like 6 owl people in it.
Nope.
I thought it was gonna be like, you know, you go into it and there's like 3 houses in the middle of a country. Mate, they have a Carphone warehouse.
Oh yeah.
I was like, what the fuck?
And an O2 and all.
Yeah.
Yeah, but like, it was whenever you drove in, it was like, PSNI not welcome, British soldiers not welcome, MI5 not welcome, and then it was PSNI, people should not inform.
Yeah.
I don't know if you've met my mate Kyle.
I have, yeah.
Yeah,
You went that
so-
American gig we did.
Yeah, so he's like, he's a good mate, like he's Protestant and all, but he was all freaking out. He was like, I'm gonna go home, and I was like, bro,
Oh,
chill.
did he go that one way?
Yeah, because he drove me up, like, and he was like, I was like, your name's Michael, shut up.
One thing I will say, the Strabane people are the loveliest
Oh,
people.
they're so lovely, like.
They're I've never experienced niceness like that,
Yeah.
especially the duality of it whenever I was in Amsterdam last week.
Yeah,
And all the Dutch people are dickheads, like
Yeah.
cunts.
yeah.
Like fucking, like if Kieran Bart was looking at you, cunt, you know, like, but put a lot of on that.
Yeah.
Cunt. But, yeah, like they were dickheads, and then I went to Strabane, which is meant to be the Wild West, you know, it's
Yeah.
a fucking bandit country. Every cunt in it was the nicest person I've ever met in my life.
Yeah.
Shout out Ro Boyle, like he's put us both on the last 2 months.
I
now,
know, but honestly, one of
and
the
we've
best
had-
gigs I've
yeah,
done. Like,
we fucking like came off that in a high,
Yeah,
like, you know.
yeah.
So, Ro Boyle runs one of the best. Not taking, you know, not making any favoritisms or anything,
Yeah.
like, but like it definitely was up there, like, you know.
oh yeah, and even the circumstances, like it's a small room,
Yeah.
and it's like it only fits such and such, but he's like, nah, fuck
He's
this.
like, I know there's like, you can only fit about 25 in here. We're getting 60 in,
Yeah.
and they're all in the windy sills and all hanging
it's
from the roof
but,
watching
like,
it. Like,
it feels like a proper like comedy.
yeah, it does, doesn't it?
Yeah.
It feels like whenever you watch like Hot Water or something.
Yeah,
And they're all like fucking packed in
Yeah.
around it. Yeah.
like you generally you could go up and make like you could tap the mic, just be like, and they'd be like, oh,
Yeah, literally.
Yeah.
I came straight on, you know, my wee opener and all.
Yeah.
Like, oh, fucking crew
Yeah.
having. Like, they were just, I said, I was like, oh, so I don't, you know, I don't want to give away my jokes. Because I'm going to use that one for like another 2 years. Because it gets them every time.
oh yeah,
They laughed at the build up, and then the second punchline, because I like
Yeah.
to do that sometimes where I'll do build up,
Yeah.
punchline, and then a wee second one just to, you
Yeah.
know, knock them out with it. And literally just fucking eruption.
Oh,
I was
yeah.
like,
Yeah.
oh, sorry, I didn't mean it.
Yeah.
And then I goes, any cultures in? One guy goes, yeah!
Yeah.
And I went, Jesus Christ. I goes, I bet he's just back there sitting on a wee pile of turf. And they were fucking in stitches.
Yeah.
And then Shane Todd went on as well, and Shane Todd fucking... I've seen Shane Todd sometimes do good and sometimes do alright. And this time I seen Shane Todd, and even I was pissing myself. Like, I was like, we watch that much comedy now that when you're watching it, you just sort of smile. You don't really
Yeah.
laugh anymore, you know.
yeah,
But he was one that I was like, I was
Amazing,
I
yeah.
was like, he really killed that there. Like, you
Yeah.
know, he did this whole bit on Japanese knotweed. Don't want to give away the bit, but it was
Yeah.
fucking brilliant.
yeah,
If you hear that bit, it's funny. Like, you know,
Yeah.
it's really like meta, and like, there's no punchline to it. It's just him just doing callbacks flat out with it, and it's brilliant. Like,
Yeah.
so fair play to him. Shout out him. Not that Shane listens to imagine he did. Like, Shane Todd just texts me, goes, thanks for the shout out, mate.
or he goes, you said you've heard me doing all right. Can you use that?
He sounds like Kevin Bridges' impression of like a fucking middle class guy.
Give I in. Oh,
Give
brilliant.
my info.
Yeah.
I was we were talking about this. We were laughing last night because we were out in Portadown, and Abby's got like a wee culty like.
Sorry to interrupt. That's such a grim sentence.
What?
We were out last night in Portadown.
Yeah. I'm gonna drag you out in it one time. See, whenever, because we were talking about it, me, you, and Pete, and all, and
Yeah.
Kieran going out in the rip. See, when we're going out in Portadown, like.
Oh, absolutely.
We're
Yeah.
gonna tear that town apart. There's 2 bars in it, and they're both all right. Actually, they're all right. Like that one. If you have a good night, that one we were in last night, it's a good night. Like, you know.
Yeah.
But anyway, like Abby, because she's got this wee like Ulster Scots accent, she turned around and she was like, you know, they're like shocking, like it's shocking. We'd be like, it's shocking, you know. She was all to Chico, you want to do shots, shots, and Chico's all, do what? Do what? Shots.
Shots.
She want to do shots, and she was like, Chico was like, the chalks. What's chalks? And I go, shots, Chico. She's looking to do shots, and he was all, oh fuck me, I couldn't even hear what she was saying there. Like, but Chico's the worst for accents. See, if you don't have like a Craigavon accent, he can't understand you at all.
That's funny because he's Portuguese as well.
Yeah, but like he doesn't speak like he's Portuguese.
Yeah.
you
No,
know?
he doesn't. He doesn't.
He's got that real like thick Northern Irish accent.
Yeah.
But again, he's lived here since he was like 7 or something.
Yeah, I was the same as my mate Andre.
Yeah.
He moved back. Shout out to him. But he was, because he moved over when we were like 14. So he was kind of like, he grew up there.
Yeah.
Like it wasn't just I lived here when he was a kid. And he'd be like, oh, what's the crack? But also like, that's why is he fucking slobbering for it? Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
It was so funny. It'd always be like, you're just, just like sitting having a crack and all. And he's like, oh, you love it.
Yeah.
Wild handling, mate.
You ever watch that old Gaddis sketch?
Yeah.
He's like, the guy can do any accent.
Yeah.
And he's like, do Mexican? Oh, so that's a wild handling.
Yeah. Okay.
What was the other one? It was like Russian or something. He was like, Gitterbug. Like, Giza bucket cheese. But yeah, no, but Chico can't do accents at all. See, when I had Oisin McKellion on this, Oisin's like fucking.
Oh, he's an actor.
Yeah, is he? He never mentions it. He came on and he has that real thick Derry accent. Like, oh, I'm not in the yacht. No, I'm not in the yacht. And Chico was like, this is funny, like, but I don't know what he's saying. And I was like, how do you even like listen to that? Like, if you don't know, like, I don't know, but.
I still think the first time me actually meeting him was the funniest thing that ever happened.
Oh, yeah.
Like him being in a car crash from Mike Carlisle, and I'm like, oh, well, what about you? And he's like, he was obviously in pain. He was like, yeah, mate, I'm all right. And I was like, well, I think the night went.
I love Oisin, but that same night was one of the worst deaths I've ever seen as well. I've seen Oisin do brilliant since as well, so I'm like, I don't feel as bad saying about, like, I'm having a death, but like, he like went up and he was just not getting laughs at all, and like he just came off stage and he was all, oh, it was a rough one, hey, it was a rough one. And then like later on that night you text me, you're like, see Oisin there, and I was on the way out, he was in a car crash. And I was like, what the fuck?
One of the months where I was walking up with a Chinese back to my house in Belfast, and I was like, well, what at?
He's just laying there and fucking like
Mike's Bluetooth of Teenage Dirtbags something.
So sly. Shout out Mike. Mike Carlisle, like he did that. He had like a proper death, and then he put a Facebook post up about it, which is mental. But I'm like, get used to it, man. Like, I've died my whole 6 times since you put that post up. You know what I mean?
I love a good death. I don't actually, because it makes me reevaluate my life.
Yeah.
And but it's essential.
Like, well, you don't learn from the good ones.
No, you don't.
You learn from the shit. Like, I learned nothing from that Strabon gig. Like,
no, because you think like it's such a placebo.
I walked out and learned. It's like literally, it's like taking a fucking spoonful of sugar and your cancer's cured. Like, you know what I mean?
Jesus fuck. It's like, I'm just here. Ronan, do you have a number for the SSE here, or what's happening?
That's literally, I came off and I was like, so when is Kevin Hart going to text me? That's what I want to know.
Yeah, I know, it's good though. It's what I love about stand up. Like I've been in places like I've never been before, and it's like, and I know it's like Oma or like Strabon, but like you'd never go to them places.
That's what I mean. I said the Abbey. See, before stand up, the only places I'd ever been, bar like childhood, like fucking holidays and all, was like Belfast and Lisburn.
Yeah.
And then after that, I was like, I've been to, like, in the space of the last year, I've been to, like, Dublin flat out.
Derry.
The Derry.
Yeah.
The Derry a couple times. Then I've done Letterkenny, the Portrush, all of the places. Did Oma, did fucking... That's about it.
Yeah. And there is
Patrick with a Patrick.
There's a common denominator. Everybody in this country is just fucking mad. And their own wee, like, lovely accents. Like, geez, fuck, you're funny. It's like, here, tell you what, mate, that joke wasn't funny. And then you're like, oh, thanks.
I know, it's always the content. I seen Damo Clark made a wee, like, photo of it and Jack McGee shared it.
Yes.
And it was, like, the photo of, like, everyone pissing themselves, but what the comedian sees is, like, the one guy just with his arms crossed, not enjoying it. And I was like, that is true. Like, because if I'm there, I'll only notice the one cunt not laughing,
absolutely, yeah. And it really does wreck your head. People are like, mate, I'm the worst for it.
Yeah,
what am I like after a gig?
After a gig, it's like, you're the new William Thompson. Like, you're like, oh, fucking shit. Oh shit, how'd I do there, man? How'd I do? And everyone else is like, I wonder if he's like attention seeking. You're just like, they think you're just being like,
no,
give me like props on this.
Yeah.
You're sitting there going, mate, I'm quitting tomorrow.
Yeah. So it was moved the time I did shit in the pav, and
you didn't fuck up about it for about 2 weeks.
I know. And then you're like, do you want to lift home, mate? And I was like, no. And they just got a Chinese and they cried.
You were like, I was like, I'll give you a lift home. And he goes, mate, I just need to walk home.
Yeah.
And like, get a bottle of Lucas in the Chinese. And then I seen you in the Chinese, and you were just like sitting there like on the wee desk, just tapping it. And I like felt so bad for you, but I was like, you didn't even do that bad.
No, but it's, I don't know, mate. I just like, this is what I mean. I have like people probably think, we lads are sick. It's not. Like, I just have really mad imposter syndrome.
Yeah, everyone
Low
does at some
self-esteem,
point.
baby. That's showbiz, man.
It is.
Bam, 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 bam.
It does get you, like, after a while. Like, sometimes I'll have stages where I'm like, fuck this, like,
Yeah.
this is not worth
Oh
it
no,
at
I've been in a real Debbie Downer recently. Like,
Yeah.
not life. I mean, I wasn't just stand up. I'm just like even I've written a few new bits there, but I'm also like, I'm so bored of my material. Like,
Yeah.
I'm just so bored. Like, why am I doing this? But then it's also like, we have this gig on Thursday. It'll be good crack.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Like, even if it goes bad, we're all in the shit together.
Yeah, exactly.
Do you know? And we can laugh about it and be like,
it's all of us as well. Like,
Exactly.
You know, it's like, it's me, you, Pete, Kieran, and William. Like,
Yeah.
so it's like, you know, we're all in the same boat, sort of.
absolutely,
You know, so
absolutely, yeah.
it'd be funny. You're opening for Kieran, the solo show.
Yes.
Yeah, how'd that
Yes.
come about?
He just texted me and he was like,
Yeah.
blah blah blah. Do you want to do it? I was like, fuck yeah, buy tickets to that, folks.
Yeah, that's
Mooncat. That's the name of it.
can't remember the date.
It's the 4th of July.
Oh, is
Am I
it?
right?
Oh, man's fucking independent.
Independent. He's doing his first special.
There, listen.
Cheesy peeps, man.
Cheesy peeps, man.
Yeah, get tickets to that there. It's on Kieran's Instagram.
Yeah, Mooncat, 4th of July. Shout out Kieran.
In the
Franco.
Ulster Sports Club.
Yeah, run by Yo Magazine. I think it's like presented by them or something.
Yeah.
So they're doing all the promotion and stuff for it. So for play a lot.
I'm looking forward to that there
Yeah.
because it's good to see people. Obviously, I started a couple of months after you guys,
Yeah,
but it's good to see people you've kind of came up with
exactly. Yeah,
do well and stuff
No,
instead of just like, obviously there is that kind of animosity. Like, everybody gets
Yeah.
it, where it's not jealousy. Well, to me, it's not. Where I'll be like, hypothetically, like, say if you did a massive gig, you'd be like, how the fuck did he get that? But it's not.
Yeah.
I'm also happy for you, but I'm like, fuck, I want to be able to do that.
Yeah, exactly. But it's like back and forth with it as well. Like, you've done the Empire, I've done Lavery's. You know, it's like they're two big gigs, but it's
Yeah.
like
And the Limelight, but here he's counting. Like.
I did the Balmoral Hotel, mate. So
Yeah, remember that gig? We were like, here, do you want to just quit our jobs?
I was talking to Ro about that as well. I was like, yeah, we did. I was like, Ro, you should do the Balmoral Hotel one if you get the chance. And he goes, I did it, will you?
Yeah.
I went, fuck, you did. I was like, completely forgot that
Yeah.
he was there. And he was like, that was a belter, man, wasn't it? It was a great one. It was a great gig.
Yeah.
It genuinely was. Like,
Oh, it was
like
fantastic.
top
like,
5 gigs
Yeah.
like of all time.
and I'm not just saying that because my missus runs it, like,
Yeah.
but it was really good, like.
I know. She actually sorted me and Abby out on Valentine's Day, which is very nice
Yeah.
of her. So
Yeah,
went to see that William and Kieran show.
yeah,
It was wild, like
yeah. Was it good?
it was.
She didn't really say much about it, like.
Kieran, just one thing, right? They needed at least someone to introduce them. That's my only thing, because it was like, you know, like the lighting guy.
Yeah.
Like the guy that was just there doing the lighting. He was like, "All right, folks, gonna start the comedy now. Yeah, we've got a wee comedian here coming on. Kieran Franco. I hope he's funny. Anyway, here he is." And I was like, we were like laughing. We were like,
Yeah.
Jesus, is that how Kieran Franco just got introduced?
Yeah.
And I noticed Kieran, whenever Kieran finished his set, he got into it a bit. They started off a bit rocky because they didn't really know what the fuck to expect, you know?
Yeah.
And after a bit, they got into it, and Kieran went to like set the mic down, and I noticed him going, "Nope. And your next act, though, we've got the headliner for the day." And he introduced William, and I was like, that was a really smart decision on his end. So,
Yeah.
but it was just, well, we've got the first comedian or something on here, and it's Kieran Franco, was that his name? Oh, he's
Yeah.
alright, like, fucking see if he's funny, let's see what the crack
Yeah.
is. There he is. And I was
Yeah.
like, Kieran like walked on all awkward, like, I was like, oh,
Gig.
that was so funny, like,
Gig.
yeah,
I
but it
love
was
it.
lovely meal and all, you know, it was a good crack, and
Yeah.
Megan looked after us very well, so
Yeah.
very appreciative
Actually,
of that.
It's not a bad spot, like.
No, she's not.
Not a bad spot.
Yeah,
Wish you would just gaslight me more.
Why?
I'm joking. I'm joking.
I wish I was depressed. But,
Nobody understands me. Yeah.
We'll beat into some questions, see what the crack is here.
Did I get any?
Did you get any? Yeah, we'll do yours first then, so see what the crack is here. Fill the deader with me singing. This is real Adam Lachlan vibes. Here, just before that, what do you think of this whole fucking Sam Smith shit? At the body shop,
There's a lot I can't speak about. Said instantly.
putting something in my holy.
I do think the whole thing is a PR stunt, but it's also.
Oh, that's what I said. Yeah, was
I
like,
also like think it's a conspiracy where it's like he's proper like a Satanist now, and he can do whatever he wants, and that there. But also, that's not. Am I right in saying that? Hold on a minute. Hold on. Wait a
see,
minute.
it was the same shit as Lady Gaga back in
Yeah.
the day. I remember the whole meat suit and all. And,
Yeah.
like, she was doing all that shit, and then all of a sudden she was like, "Yeah, I just want to make normal music." And I was like, I think his record label is bumming the life out of him. Like,
Oh, absolutely. Yeah. It's just like
I don't think it's about like.
and see the music videos. it was fucking like, it's all like Satan sort of stuff.
Yeah.
I think I seen something. It might have been something as a joke on Twitter, but like where the Grammys was sponsored by Pfizer, and I was like, I don't know if it's a joke or I don't know if it's not.
Yeah,
but no, I do seriously. I think it's just they're putting it in your face now. Not I don't mean not him being gay. I mean as in like where it's just like let's just walk the line and we'll go over it occasionally, but we'll come back with it. But I do think he's a puppet, like the same as every A-lister, like
even rappers and everything are all they're dangled in front of you, like, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Constant, like it is just a sort of like this is really conspiracy theorist, but like for Americans anyway, I feel like rappers are dangled in front of them to destroy the black community. I feel like if you have these people, have you noticed like people like XXXTentacion who and Nipsey Hussle, people who were promoting go get investment, go and do all this, don't worry about jewelry and drugs, don't worry about bitches and all, die, you know, and then like you know, you've got like Future being like abuse women, man, and, you know what I mean? Like, good tunes, like, but like, and then he's like, oh, I bought all this jewelry and all. If you don't have jewelry, you're a bitch. You know, like all that shit. Spend all your money on all this jewelry and spend all your money on all these clothes and Gucci and, you know, all these big billionaires, pay them shit. You know? And even like Kanye came out and was like, fucking stop doing it. It's all shit. And then he's like, these shoes are 500 quid. You know, like, but like, I think it is sort of dangled in front of people. To like be like, oh, don't worry about don't worry about climbing the fucking economic ladder. I want you to stay there broke as fuck because you bought a $20,000 chain.
Oh, absolutely,
you know what I mean?
Absolutely.
So that's why I think the rappers are dangled in front of, and I think that's why people like Nipsey Hussle and shit, any rapper who are like promoting like good, like well-being and stuff. I've J. Cole's next man, you know what I mean?
Yeah, no, it's just like even the whole war in Ukraine, that's obviously happening, right? But there's also a lot we're not getting told, blah, blah, blah. But also the thing that annoys me the most is like middle-aged women on Facebook, oh, my profile picture is a Ukraine flag. Like already I've got my vaccine. Like the fucking Pray for France thing that happened like 10 years ago.
They've got that many fucking layers over their fucking profile
and it's like,
picture. Like, it's like a cake.
It's just, you're just saying something. It's like, oh, here, listen, no tragedy, new profile pic.
Who is it? Someone has a joke about it. Maybe Gaddis, I don't know. And they're like, do you think the war in the Ukraine just stops because, like, you know, like fucking Denise on Facebook changed their profile picture to a Ukraine flag? Do you think Putin's seen that and went, fuck me, lad, she's done it. Like, we're fucked here. Like, we need to fucking stop this shit. Like,
oh, no, but that's it. And you're just like, I mean, I just want to live off the grid and tell jokes to like Alaskans or something.
I said if Abby ever breaks up with me, I'm turning into a fucking libertarian. Like, I'm living in a cabin in the woods.
Oh,
like,
absolutely,
Like, I'm moving out of this bitch. Like, I'm hunting squirrels. Like, you know?
We will move to Texas. I've already said this. If my life fuck my water, jeez, fuck 'em. if my life goes up the shit, I will move to Texas and become a cowboy and tell jokes.
That's what we're doing. Like, if the women leave us, like, we're fucking, we've nothing else to
live. It'll be like
here.
Brokeback Mountain,
right? Tell you one thing, someone will have a broke back, you know what I mean?
Abby's probably just looking at this feeling like, what the hell's going on?
We've got Abby replacing Chico as the cameraman today because Chico is severely hungover.
No, Chico's a bitch. Fuck you, Chico.
Facts. So we recorded an episode today with, changed my jumper and all to make it look like it was a separate episode, but we recorded an episode today with Darren Matthews, and Chico was just sitting there the whole time, didn't speak one word. Sat there the whole podcast just staring into the distance like a fucking zombie, like. And then see, whenever I went to get the camera stuff off him there, he like walked up and he was like, his fringe was all over the place and all, and he was like, mate, I can't even fucking do anything here, like, I need to go to bed. And I was like, right. Anyway, so I've got Abby behind the camera today, so I've actually a competent person there. So
yeah. But questions?
Yes, fuck, holy shit.
Holy tangent.
Kings of tangents.
So I got Jesus Christ. I got a question from my cousin. Where's the weirdest place you've had a wank? Anyways, next question.
No, I have an answer for that though.
Do you?
Work. I had when I was like 15, my job, like my first ever job, I like went into the bathroom, just like, it was like, you know, and it's like 8 o'clock in the morning, and like you're just like a wee bit hungover maybe, and you're like the horn gets you. Like I was like, I'm gonna skive anyway. I might as well do something while I'm at it. Like, you know.
Listen, if the 9 to 5's baiting you bait it.
I know, exactly.
Nah, I don't.
My dick went from 9 to 5 inches.
Yeah. I don't know. Like I don't know if I've told you this. I have this thing with wanking. Like I've had a lot of relatives died. For a while, I got in my head.
Every time you wank,
I used to think that like my auntie would judge me, you know, be like, "Fuck, he's
oh,
right. Porn and all." So it really put me off wanking for a while. Like
I've had that thought before. I've had it while.
And I'm not joking. Remember, I go to mediums, right? And I used for a while. I was like, I'm not gonna go to a medium. Like my auntie's gonna come up and just be like, "Stop pulling the dick of yourself."
See, one that scared the fuck out of me. Whenever I was years ago, whenever I was I used to graffiti like ages ago. See, around here, half the place is covered in my tags. Still haven't cleaned it, and I got caught by the cops, and like, you know, like I had to go clean it as like a punishment.
Yeah.
I was like 14 at the time,
Yeah.
so they were like, you know, they're like, we're not gonna fucking fine you for it. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? Just slapping the wrist. You seem like a good wee lad.
Yeah.
Just fuck off. You know, just stop doing that shit. And I continued to do it for like another year after that.
Yeah.
But like my mum knew the first time,
Yeah.
but I told her I'd quit, and I was like, nope, we're not doing that anymore. And I had like spray paint tins hidden in the bottom drawer of my room and all. And and my mum went to a medium, and she turned around to my mum and she was like, I'm seeing like a aerosol cap in your son's room. And this woman has never met me in my life. She's never met, like, I didn't have anything on Facebook about graffiti. I didn't have anything about, my mum had never, like, she thought I quit a year before, so I have no reason to even mention it. I'm seeing like an aerosol cap, is it a hairspray, or like it's like a thinner one, like a thin white one in his drawer, something like that. And I couldn't give a fuck about mediums. Like I was always just like, fuck up, you're the biggest scam ever, but whatever. And then my mum went home into my room and went into my drawer and found like 4 spray paint tins and went, what the fuck? And I was like, holy shit. I was like, how did I get snitched on by a fucking medium? I was like, you touting bastard.
Fucking hell.
Yeah, so that was fucking scary. Like that was one that really got me.
Yeah, I
Your friend, I'm just picturing you one of your aunties coming up and being like, you're a dirty bastard, Adam, fucking.
What's your thing with MILFs? You fucking weirdo.
Why are they all described like me, fuck's sake?
Yeah. You said to us you weren't gay. Don't let your granda know, right? But I was always in my head. Like, I'm not even joking. It was a proper rational fear. Like, I said to my dad, and he was like, "What? You serious?" And I was like, "Yeah, deadly."
I can't wank that. Your dad was like, "Well, you're telling me it, so I'm gonna judge you now." Fuck's sake.
Yeah. And the other question was from Owen. What's your ideal bosom order? You don't eat bosom, no?
No, not really. No, not about.
Do you eat bosom? Jesus fuck! I'm the only person
Me and
here
Abby
with taste buds.
yeah. Me and Abby are like the 2 most plain eaters ever. Like, it's
Can I get a cheeseburger with no cheese, please?
She'll get cheese. I'm just like, I'll shite my lungs out if I have anything with milk in it.
Are you lactose?
I'm fucking dosed, is right, but I'm dosed, like, know what I mean? But like, I notice that I do have the whole blue off me every time I'll like take a bowl of cereal. Yeah. But I don't really eat a lot of dairy products other than that. Yeah. So I'll just take a bowl of cereal. I don't need to take coffee or like milk with my coffee or tea or anything.
Mate, see, diarrhea, good. It's good for me, like.
It's good for you.
Once a week or something. Resets the system, like, boom. Let's get fucking, like, what's next? Oh, why? People, is it a colonoscopy? Yeah. No, that's when you get a camera up your arse.
Is it Colin Gaddiscopy? Yeah.
What, Abby, what do you call that thing when
it is a colonoscopy?
Yeah. I do it from the gaff, like. Healthy back
your auntie watching.
Yeah. Pull away myself shouting.
Jesus Christ. You told me once you had a prostate exam as well.
Oh Jesus, yeah.
Is that something you're willing to talk about?
I think I've spoken about it before, but listen, here we go. Basically, I was I was 18. I was really depressed and like.
And you're not going to. I know it'll fix it.
Yeah, but I was constantly getting sore balls, right? Like I was sore testicles, right? And my dick wouldn't work, like wouldn't wake up with boners, you know, like that sort of things. Like, and I'm 18. I'm like, yeah, I gotta have urgent, like that. Like,
I'm 23, and I'm like fucking, you know, I'm trying not to lift this table right now.
No, I constantly just bricked up. Yeah, but basically, blah blah blah, and I was really got in my head about it, and I was like, fuck, maybe I'm gay and all, like, and doctors were still fiddling me and stuff, and then my mum went to this doctor in Hillsborough, and did the whole.
Felt your tits.
Well, I was a wee bit fat back then. It was that there touched me and all, and he was
there, mate.
touching me and all, and then he was like, right, well, on your side there, son. And I was like, huh? He goes, drop your, like, and then
Drop a keks.
and he whacked on the glove, did the whole that there noise, put lube and all in his hand, and then just started playing about up there, like.
Jeez.
And then I always remember
you're like, I'm almost there.
yeah, just crying on the way home, and then still crying in the house and just farting out lube, just like, I'm actually gonna kill myself. He goes, well, there's actually nothing wrong with you, and I put down basically my dick wouldn't work because I was that depressed.
Right.
Yeah.
Jeez, is it alright now?
Alright, listen, grand, buck him a gockin. Yeah, but yeah, that's yeah. So, and also I knew I wasn't gay because I hated a man's finger up my ass, like, so yeah.
That's mental, man.
I was 18 too. People were like, I'm fucking 42, just I wouldn't do it. It's like, you might have cancer.
Yeah, I had this whole argument in work with a woman. I know, sorry, there's a bit of a tangent there, but I had this whole argument in work with this woman who she said someone came into her house, like one of her aunties or something,
Yep.
you know, and was like to her child who's like 13 or 14.
Yep.
And was like, have you any wee girlfriends or boyfriends on the go? And the child, like, and the ma kicked off, telling, if you ever say to my son about having boyfriends again, I swear to God, I know this whole left woke system and all, and that's all, it's not fucking woke to be gay, like, you know what I mean? But it was like, she took this big fucking tantrum about it, about like, oh no, they're trying to shove gayness down your throat, and I was like, mate, if you're gay, you're gay. Like, I don't think it is a situation where, like, one day, like, you know, someone goes, oh, any wee boyfriends in the go, and you turn around and go, fuck, mate, you're allowed to have a boyfriend, you know, like, fuck me, I've been looking at women this whole time.
It's the same way,
like,
like, you play GTA, you're gonna kill people.
That's what I mean, you know, like, and I was like, what the fuck? And I was like, mate, well, you know, it's better to, like, in this generation anyway, you know, they're like, why do you think there's so many, like, gay people nowadays? And I'm like, they were always there, they just
weren't open.
They just married a woman, had a child, and then killed themselves. That was, you
no,
know,
literally, it's like, I can't be myself. So,
exactly,
yeah.
and I was like, and you're enforcing that same, like, fucking belief on them, like, there's a child who probably grows up a wee bit confused, 13, 14s, whenever you're coming into, like, your whole, you know, like, sexuality and stuff, and, you know, like, 14, I was like, well, women are class, tits are unreal, aren't they? Like,
what do you think about daddies?
I know, I was like, big fat Latina MILF, like, fucking Google search, you know, and
my auntie's watching, Jesus fuck.
Dad, get her out.
Patricia, please.
But like, and I was like, she was like, oh, why do you think there's so many? And I was like, it's nothing to do with that. I was like, you're a child, to say whatever, if he feels like, he's like, oh, I don't feel right about, you know, I'm not attracted to women, I'm attracted to guys or whatever, and like, all he can think is, my ma's gonna kick the fuck out of me if I ever do that.
It's sad, like.
So he's gonna hit 18, be completely depressed, and fucking blow his brains out. Like, you know what I mean? So I was like, I tried to give her this whole speech, and she went, "No, it's the left, it's the liberals trying to shove wokeness down your throat." And I went, "No, it's not." I was like, it's just being gay. Like, fucking chill out,
relax. Like, it could be worse. Your son could be a pedophile. Oh, I'm mad at you here, but at least not boys. And you're like,
any wee girls on the go? Like,
fucking,
you know what I mean? Like, I was like, but that's sure, at least she's a girl, you know what I mean?
No, mate.
Yeah, fucking people in mental cases, that just fried my head. So
you're just, like, this is annoying, man. Not to sound like a prick, but like, I hate most people. Like,
same.
Like, I can have a 5-minute conversation with you, like a stranger, and be like, I have to go here. Like, see you later, all the best.
I was wrong about this. Me and Abby have the same thing where we refuse, like, we don't ask people how they are for some reason, and I've come to terms with it. I'm just like, we just hate people.
Oh, it's so bad.
Like, Abby's not as much, you know. Abby's just awkward. But I'm like, whenever I'm like talking to someone, they'll ask me, how you doing? I'll go, I'm alright, and that's where I leave the conversation. I'm like, I don't know why it is. I think I'm just naturally like, oh, fuck that. And we were talking about it, we were like, obviously we've also grew up being taught, don't pry into people's lives, don't ask questions. You know, like, asking people too many questions, there's usually a motive behind it.
So, don't be nosy.
Yeah, exactly. So it was always like we were raised to be like that.
Yeah.
Whereas, like, some people are like, you know, they'll come up to you and they'll ask you very personal details and stuff, and
it'll be like,
half the pav does that. Like,
it's like, I seen your mum in the co-op. Why is she walking with a limp? And just like, do you want to fucking walk with a limp?
That's what I mean. Like,
leave my mum out of this.
Keep my wife's name.
Yeah. Keep Claire's name out your fucking mouth. Paul, he's doing that again.
Paul, he's whacking.
Patricia,
leave him be. He hasn't been hard in 2 years. That's a bit. You should put that in. Like,
I know.
You should write that down.
I know.
But it's very personal, obviously.
Yeah, I'm going to do that other bit I was talking about in the car with you. That...
Oh, yeah.
So silly.
It is. It is. But, yeah, so if you want to know what he's talking to, come to the port side in this. Actually, this will probably be on off after.
Oh,
so, yeah. Come to the magazine gig. Fuck it.
Come to any gig.
Come to comedy in general, because it's fucking good crack. No,
Yeah.
man. With her, I think I had a wee question anyway. A wee co-op
Let's
question.
get right into the news.
Fuck, I hate Pete Giffen. Like,
Is it the Mario?
yeah. Opinions on the best video game of all time, Super Mario 64. Listen, man.
I'm gonna settle this once and for all.
Yeah.
Sly Cooper better.
Sly Cooper, yeah.
Sly Cooper. No, actually, I tell you what was even better than. Is it all?
Yeah.
Let me. Right, we'll answer it. We'll
Pete's-
answer it.
Pete's
Pete,
never
well
gonna
done. You got it. You fucking got it. What was your favourite like PS2 game?
PS2, mate. I had Scooby Doo and the Cyber Chase, and it was like a Crash Bandicoot style game.
Yeah.
And I had it, and I thought it was the best thing to ever exist ever. It was. Do you remember that movie Scooby Doo and the Cyber Chase?
I think so.
And it was the one where like they go into the game,
Yes.
and like the wee blue things like
Yeah.
chasing them about, and all these game like video
Yeah.
game things are trying to kill them. Underrated movie. That movie was banging. All
Yeah.
them old like 90s Scooby Doo ones were mad. Matthew Lillard played the fucking Shaggy in them.
Yeah.
You know, do you know he did all the voices for all Shaggy from like the
Is that right?
2000s onwards? And then
Did he do the new one?
No, that's he got all pissed off because they replaced him with like that fucking guy that does all the weird voiceover. He's
Yeah.
like, yeah, like that voice. He didn't do the new one obviously because he's black. But
Jeez, fuck.
but that's what I mean. You know, like that's just my opinion on that. Do Fred Black. Shaggy is the stoner white guy. You know what I mean? He just is the stony white guy.
Yeah.
He's not the politically correct fucking, college student. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
He's a stoner white guy who just loves. He's got the munchies all the time.
Oh, yeah.
Fuck you. Change one of the other ones. I don't give a fuck about the rest. You know what I mean? Make Scooby Doo a fucking shih tzu.
Make Scooby Doo great again.
Yeah, exactly. Make Scooby Doo great again. I don't give a fuck about the rest of it. It's just Shaggy is the typical stoner white guy. You know what I mean?
Absolutely.
The fucking oh yeah man. You know like.
Like Scooby Doo, I thought she was 18.
Like Skib, I'm sorry. And he's like, Raggy, where are my resticles? Like Skib. But yeah, no, I had the video game version of that Scooby Doo and the Cyber Chase, and I thought that was the best shit ever. But I was a big Crash Bandicoot guy.
Crash Bandicoot.
Yeah.
Me and my sister always used to play. Did you ever play Jack and Dexter?
Yeah, my god,
Jack and Dexter 2 was so good.
Yeah.
There was so much other games that like we used to play Attack of the Power Juju.
Never heard of that one.
Very, very underrated. Like there were so many good ones. But Mario Shade.
Mario 64 was all right.
Listen, I tell you what, if there was a free copy in your back garden, I'd draw the blinds. That's the
Blinds don't even work, bro. So you have your work cut out for you.
I'd open the curtains and close them again.
Yeah. I liked Mario Kart. I loved Mario when it came out for the Wii. Do you remember it came out in the Wii?
Not to be a prick, but me and my sister used to play Crash Bandicoot, Mario Kart, CTR Racing,
Right.
instead of Mario Kart.
Fair enough. Was that out of spite or like?
No, because we didn't have Nintendos, we always just had PlayStations and stuff.
Fair enough.
Mate, did I ever tell you the story about my dad in the skybox?
No.
Oh my god. Right, so there was another story. So you've met my mum, most chilled out woman in the world, right? Me and Cora, basically, I was young.
Mm-hmm.
I deleted her save file on Harry Potter and the Chamber of Secrets 2. Also very underrated.
Yeah.
And we were obviously shouting. My ma comes downstairs and fucking baptizes the PS2, breaks it, and me and Cora just look at each other and we're like, right. Anyways, so Claire lost her shit. We didn't play that game for like 10 years. And then basically, same thing happened with the Skybox. Me and Cora were trying to watch something and couldn't agree. You know, like your kids.
Yeah.
And my dad just came racing in. This was when he was on the tools and he wasn't a vegan.
Right.
And he was just fucking stressed out. Got the fucking Skybox and just threw it over our railway lines. Like, we didn't have Sky for like 5 years.
That's hectic. See, my dad was like very much like, if you even press the wrong button on that remote, I'll fucking headbutt you.
Yeah.
You know? Like,
Nah, he just straight up went and just fucked it. See, for a load of years, right? We had this cat. We always had cats.
He threw it over the railway lines.
we holy fuck. We always had animals as well, but I had my own cat for 2 days. I was always told.
You might have walked in and slapped it.
Yeah, I was always told it was called Mowgli because I used to love the lion.
Yeah.
No, Jurassic Jungle Book.
Jungle Book.
Fuck me.
The Jurassic Book.
Yeah,
King Lamb.
yeah. And
Land George.
yeah, I was always told. Basically, me and Cora went to a birthday party and came back. I was like, "Where Mowgli?" And Dad was like, "Killed himself." Straight up. Me, 5 years of age, one in the plastic bag, it's dead. So obviously for years I was like, my pet killed itself after 2 days with me. My dad sold it.
Did he sell it?
Oh, he didn't tell me until a couple of months ago. He goes,
Well, not totally it run away or something, or like...
"No, straight up, strangled itself, killed itself with a plastic bag."
Mate. And you wonder why you're fucked up.
Yeah. And he's like, "Fucking you believed it, you stupid prick." And I'm like, I was 5. Fucking 5-year-olds now, like, "Oh, my son, just give him an iPad." My dad's like, "Here, you know that cat's dead. It's all your fault."
You can't... Don't even turn the iPad on though, because there's like pedophiles on everything. It's like when I was a child, I was like, at least I had face-to-face contact with pedophiles. Like,
exactly.
You know?
Yeah.
But no, like fucking hell.
Yeah. So aye,
Yeah,
good crack. Why did he comedy? Also, all that there.
Fucking childhood trauma.
Yeah.
It's like a game of like, you know, which childhood trauma are you?
It's better. Yeah.
Yeah. I think mine was bullying. That was
Bullying. Oh, bullying was a big one.
Yeah, I think that was probably...
Especially us being ginger and tall.
Oh god, yeah. Well, I only had a growth spurt in about 2016. I was about 5'1" my whole life, and then just I shot up a bit. You know, had stretch marks on my back, and it was wild. People used to be like, "You get hit by a tiger." And I was like, "Fuck up."
Yeah.
Fucking...
That was all. And then it's just like them people now. They're just fat pricks.
Exactly.
Me. We're all receding hairlines.
Me.
No, you're not. Don't say that about yourself. No, but you know what I mean? It's like, look at you, you ugly bastard. And you're like, "Oh, look at me now." And then look at you.
You're like, at least I moisturize.
Yeah,
Fuck.
I don't even. I'm all...
It's a straight thing in the morning. Just straight out the door. That's
straight, yeah.
You ever say memes? It's like my woman after like, you know, like 10,000 different products and their hair's all frizzy. It's like me after just washing it with cold water.
Yeah.
And it's like...
Do you know what I will do though? Like I look after myself. Do you know what I mean? Like I'm well groomed. No, I'm well.
Who was he? Or
Abby, help me out here. Well, hygienic. I'm hygienic, right?
You look after yourself.
Yeah, I look after myself, right? But do you know what's a massive red flag, Abby? You'll get this. If a fella uses 2-in-1, like Head and Shoulders. Oh, Jesus fuck, like.
See, ever since I started shaving my head, just water. I don't even like fucking.
Yeah.
I don't use anything, and I'm like, it's know what it is. It's all them fucking people on TikTok being like, you know, "Oh man, look at me," and he's got Chris Hemsworth hair, you know, like fucking, and not even like Chris Hemsworth now with the skin fade. I mean, like 2010 Chris Hemsworth with the fucking
I4 hair.
Yeah, and like he's like, I stopped using shampoo, and you're just like, you know, he stinks.
Yeah,
but like it's just because I shave my head anyway, so I'm just like fucking.
Oh yeah, no, but you still use shower gel. It's like, oh
yeah,
and it's like I use a natural deodorant, and you're like, no, you're just a stinking prick. Like,
don't stand near me in the gym, mate.
Yeah,
you know what I mean.
It's like them TikToks. It's like when the anime guy answers a question in school, and it's like the like fart noises. Yeah. It's just so simple.
Oh mate, fuck. Did you ever have any people in school who you were just like you felt bad for? No, there was a few guys who were like, I was like cool, but one of them died like a few years ago.
Oh, you're making me feel bad for
no. It's like this is a specific situation. Okay, you know, it wasn't like a generic guy. Like, he was always real like awkward and stuff, and I think he had like real bad dyslexia and stuff, and he died like a few years ago.
Jesus,
in a bad way as well. And I just remember being so fucked up about it, like Jesus, because I was like, a lot of people would like slag him, and like, you know,
it's so nasty. Yeah,
like kids are just fucked up, you know, especially like all the wee popular kids and all. They were dickheads, like you know, you still are.
Yeah, mate, I always.
I mean, like you'd fucking served me McDonald's this morning, but like you know,
like I used to work in the Lisburn cinema.
God love you.
A fucking 0-hour contract, but I could go to the cinema twice a week for free, and
that's what you got paid.
Yeah. And I was 19, so it was kind of, you know, like, you were still with people that were sort of childish, but you were yourself were sort of, in aspects, childish. Like, you weren't grown up yet. Mm-hmm. And I was, like, I've always been friendly with people older than me, just because I'm not, I was always younger, but I'm not an idiot. Like, I know how to speak to people.
Yeah.
And there was one of the supervisors, I was really friendly with him, and really, really nice guy and all, blah, blah, blah. But, like, people sort of would have took the piss out of him and all.
Yeah.
And then he killed himself. And I even remember at his funeral, like, we were going to it and people were, like, sort of still laughing. And I'm like, these are assholes.
Yeah,
like,
people are fucking dicks. Like,
fucking pricks.
Like, there was a guy in my school, is like I don't know what the exact situation was because I don't want to get it wrong, you know.
Yeah.
But it was something along the lines of like his like dad killed his mum.
Yeah.
In like a fucking rage or something like
Yeah,
that. I don't know, but and it was something mental like that. And I remember like sympathizing with it. I was like, fucking hell, like that's terrible. Like, and all of his mates would be all, "Oh, your fucking dad kill you too," and I was like, mate, I know you're mates, but fucking hell, like, you know, like shit.
Like it's all well saying like making jokes about like, oh, Justin, like a Miramax or fake or whatever, but it's like, see, when you're actually speaking about something that's happened, like,
yeah, like when it's someone's like personal life, like we never had that sense of humor in our friend group, like the whole like if something bad did happen, you know, you just sort of like, right, well, go past that one. We'll slag you for your fucking you know, you smell funny or something.
But people like the contrary is like, oh yeah, but it's just our like bit of crack, and you're like, no, wait, but
yeah,
like,
but he's like that's going to affect that wee lad in the long run. Like he's
never gonna get over it.
He's 23 now, and he's probably still fucked up about that. Like,
no, because you've essentially lost 2 parents.
Exactly, that's what I mean. Like, you know, and I don't know what the hell the crack was. Yeah, and, he was a nice lad as well. Like, he was a good crack. And
but that's it. But here's funny.
Yeah, that's what like. It's the same guy that did the boxing. Funny enough, made the jokes. Yeah, fucking.
But it's funny, like,
yeah, the wee popular dickheads in school, they were the ones that were always like taking shit too far, and it was because you could tell their parents never grew up and went fuck up.
Yeah,
like, watch your mouth, you know what I mean? Like,
and their parents never loved them.
Yeah, exactly. Like the kind of parents who are like, you know, oh fucking, we'll just hire the babysitter, and he's like, damn, 18.
Yeah,
you know? But like, you know what I mean? Like the parents never give a fuck about them.
Absolutely,
whereas like when you knew the people whose parents went, if you fucking say it, you know,
not even that. There, like, you don't have to have like good parents to have like be a nice person.
Like,
you just
be decent, you know. But like that's
decent,
what I mean. Like, it's just you could tell the people who had parents but never like. Never told them to fuck up, you know. Even if you had a situation where you did lose a parent or whatever, you didn't like, or you didn't like, even if you're a fucking orphan, you do realize like you avoid that shit. Like, but some people were just like,
I mean, it's the same as life. It's like if you're surrounded by yes men, you'll always be you'll be an 18-year-old stuck in a 26-year-old's body.
Exactly. Yeah.
You'll never grow up, and that's why me and you get on.
Exactly.
It's like, oh, how was that? Sorry. Yeah. I know. I'll just be like, maybe
second anything shite. We're just like, yeah, no, do this. Fucking change that. Do this.
Yeah.
I know.
That's why. Like, obviously, we're still starting out. No, but that's why we've done things in the first year where you're like, that's fucking crazy.
I know. It's mental. Like a lot of other people probably won't get doing like Lotteries or the Empire for a while, like, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Limelight or anything.
Yeah,
like,
but that doesn't mean that I'm better than nobody else.
Yeah, exactly.
But it's just I'm also
it's just like sitting back and appreciating it for a second.
Yeah. But it's also kind of, you do have to just like, I'm not saying hate yourself, but you do kind of have to have like, not a victim complex, but imposter syndrome to like.
Yeah, this is literally me and Darren were talking about this earlier, about how like you need to like, you can't kick yourself too much if you do down your hole.
Yeah.
But you also need to stay in like that line of like being humble, you know, like you need to like this is what he said. He was like, you need to hit that, like, if you down your hole, don't fucking hate yourself over it.
Absolutely.
But if you do unreal, just go, right, you know, I'll you know, I could do better as well.
Yeah,
you know, so like,
of course. So that's why it is. Oh, after I do get good, when I'm like, shite, because I can never. And it's also like, I do have really shit self-esteem and stuff. Like, it's funny, but like I don't like, even
it's a fucking understatement, man.
Yeah, like
a fucking cat. It just fucked me up there. Like.
Yeah, like just a lot of things, but like what's wrong or what's happened to me isn't who I am. It's just it's a part of my life.
Yeah.
And so that's why I'm
character development.
Yeah, absolutely. That's why I'm just, even like stand up, mate. It's still, to me, it's a hobby, but it's also like, oh well, it's what I'm supposed to do.
Yeah, exactly.
But I'm not. What's the word? Like, I'm not ungrateful. Like, I love it.
Yeah,
love it, mate.
It is. You do feel shit about it sometimes, but at the same time, you're like, what else would you be doing if you weren't doing it? Like, and that applies to like anything in anyone's life. You know, if you have something that you're ambitious towards.
Yeah, like I was speaking to a school friend. He done my beard. And he was a barber, by the way. Oh, he didn't just look at it.
He was the same guy that did your prostate.
Yeah. But I was speaking to him, and I was like, oh, blah, blah, what have you been up to? And I was like, do you do anything outside cutting hair? And he was like, mate, I did like the open of like the snooker, like Northern Ireland Open for snooker. And I was like, you serious? And he was like, yeah. He was like, I got to the fourth round. And I was like, mate, that's fucking class. He goes, he was like, oh, I suppose. Like, and I was like, lad, but you're doing something. Yeah. Even if you were still doing the traditional thing like playing football, you have a hobby. Like, I used to have friends. I used to be friends with people, and they're working like jobs, like, you know, like 7 to 3 or like
Yeah.
just jobs. They're working jobs as in like 40 hours a week where it's
Yeah.
like, I can't do anything after work. Like, I'm just so busted. And you're like, right, that's fair enough. But see if you literally just come
Yeah,
home.
that's how you end up with the fucking Chris Benoit's, like, you know.
Yeah, or it's like, I don't understand why I drink so much. And you're like,
yeah.
it's boredom, mate.
Why do I abuse my child? And
Yeah.
it's like, you know, like,
Or like, why do I hate the world? Because it's your fault.
yeah, you've done fuck all about it.
Yeah.
In other words, get off your ass and just fucking do
Absolutely.
something. Even if it's just going to the gym, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, shit
Or
like that.
not even. Could be something simple as going for a walk
Yeah.
or going down to the shop. Or like, I have a wee thing because, like, as to say, and I don't care. Like, me and Megan were actually speaking about to see this age, mate. It's the worst age in the world
Oh yeah,
because you're filtering out the shit people in your life.
yeah, and you're
lonely,
yeah,
but you're also like, I'm so much better off than being with all these people that are dicks.
You're at that age where you need money, but you don't have it.
Yeah.
But like, you're old enough to, or you're old enough to be an adult, but you're still young where you don't have adult money.
Yeah.
You know, like, so you're
Yeah.
just stuck in that shit.
Absolutely,
as well,
man,
you know?
absolutely. But it's like I have a wee routine. Like, I'll get up because I live in Lisbon. I'll go into the town like a granny.
Yeah.
I'll go to same wee shops and stuff, blah blah blah. But I have a routine in my head.
Yeah.
Fair enough, I'm not climbing the morns, but
Yeah.
I have a wee system.
Might as well be. It's Lisburn.
Yeah,
Threat of being stabbed at any point.
yeah. But like, you just need to, like, and in conclusion, if something bad happens to you, don't let it just
yeah.
be your life. Just get on
Yeah.
with it. I know that, but also like sit with it
Yeah.
and then accept it, and then just boom, what's next?
Exactly. That makes a lot of sense. That's like, because whenever I used to do music before this, it was depressing the fuck out of me.
Oh,
'cause
yeah.
It was going nowhere.
Yeah,
And I was putting in so much work for it. You know, I was sitting in here fucking 8 hours a night,
yeah,
recording, putting out stuff, you know, doing videos
Yeah.
and stuff, and learning how to edit and all. That's why I'm like good at recording.
Yeah,
this
of
stuff,
course,
you know,
of
like,
course.
it's behind the scenes of
Yeah.
all this. But like after a while, I was like, this is really getting to me here. Like,
Yeah.
I'm not, like, I can't do this. You
Yeah.
know, like, I'm not cut out for, like, I'm doing everything I should be doing, but I'm not what anyone wants. You know,
Yeah.
like, no one wants to listen to the fucking the wee ginger kid who raps about getting bullied. You know,
yeah,
so I was like, whatever. And even at that, it was only going to like an audience of people who I knew, so they knew me growing up and all. So they're like, fuck up, sort
Yeah.
of thing. And then once I started stand up, it took me into a whole different world. You know, like, I went to like the first gig. Liam was the only person who
Mhm.
came with me and all, and like, it was that same thing where like it sort of just made me go, oh fuck, there's other shit. You know, like, I'm not just stuck in one wee fucking spot in Craigavon. You know,
yeah,
like.
yeah,
And as we were talking
And-
about earlier, we've travelled the fucking country in the space of a
Yeah.
year, like, you know.
yeah. And it does, like, people will listen to that and like, Jesus Christ, they sound like such pricks. But it's not, like, it's like, it's your, think of where you were a year ago to think of
Yeah,
where you're now. Like,
exactly,
you just,
yeah.
because you take it year by year and stuff, and
Yeah,
it's just
no,
shit like that there, man.
yeah, it's wild because even like in the last like year, like, you know, like Abby's came into life. And
Absolutely,
all, like,
yeah,
you know,
yeah,
fucking,
yeah.
like you and
Yeah.
like all the other guys and stuff, and then like we've met fucking celebrities, like, you know,
Yeah.
like, we're meeting celebrities on like a weekly basis
Yeah,
at this point, like,
yeah,
you know,
yeah.
it's crazy shit, like, you know, like you were saying about, like, you know, meeting Gaddis at the boxing and all,
Yeah.
and things like that, and it's like, holy fuck, you know,
I
like,
grew up watching you.
like 2 years ago, would you imagine yourself in
No,
that situation,
no,
like,
never,
even
never.
in lockdown, like, you were
Yeah.
like, whenever I decided to do comedy, it was like, and it's not even just like talking about comedy itself, I'm talking about like, if you decide to get up and just get off your ass and do anything,
something,
everything
yeah.
could change, you
Yeah,
know, like,
of course, of course. That's where, like, and I don't care if they listen to it because they'll not do nothing. Like, that's why I cut out so many friends, because it was all, oh, this is going wrong, like,
yeah,
like, but you're not doing nothing about it. Like,
Exactly.
I'm not being around you. You're just so, like, be negative, but like,
Yeah.
also, like, don't just constantly be negative. I'm not saying like
no, I've mates like that too, yeah,
it's just like you're just draining. Like, you're just a broken record going on and on and on
Yeah.
about the same fucking thing.
nothing is being
Like,
done
what are
about
you
it,
actually?
know?
Yeah, what are you
Yeah.
giving me? Like, what's this friendship doing for me? Nothing.
And I know it is easier for us to say this because we did find comedy,
Yeah,
and don't start comedy, it's depressing.
yeah,
Like, if you think you're funny, you're not.
yeah,
You're not funny for 8 months, you know what I mean?
yeah.
Like,
Of course, of course.
like, so you're not funny for fucking 2 years. We've
Yeah.
still 2-3 years to
Yeah,
go
of
before we get
course.
funny. But like, I just mean anything at all. Like, find something you like doing and
Yeah.
fucking just go
Yeah.
head on to it, you know what I
Yeah,
mean?
like, I did MMA before comedy, and I
Yeah.
had in my head, oh, I'm gonna be an MMA fighter.
Yeah.
fair enough. Like, I was decent, but it was still learning and all. Like, and I loved the feeling. That's why I do comedy. It's like such an adrenaline. It's just like, I could physically die or mentally I could die. So that's the two. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But it's just like, you do. See if your hobby's fucking taking out the bins.
Yeah.
Take out the bins.
Take out them bins. The fuck.
Like, you know? But it's that simple. People are going to be like, this podcast has took such a 180. It was just laughter, and we're just like life coaches.
Yeah, but sure, fucking no, I mean, this is why what we mean. Use are hectic. That's what we tell each other. You know what I mean?
That's it.
So we'll just do it. Fuck. We'll hit another question.
Fuck me, that was the longest question in the world, wasn't it?
Yeah. I'll start it with Super Mario 64.
Fuck you, Pete.
Pete, that's your answer, right? If you're listening to this, holy fuck. Hit another one. I got asked this one earlier. What's your just on the topic of stand-up?
Yeah.
I don't want to make it a whole stand-up one, but just in relative to gigs, what's your favourite and worst like experience in stand-up?
Imposter syndrome here. You know what?
Favorite moment.
I'd have to say probably. No, I didn't enjoy the actual gig doing the Limelight.
Yeah.
Because I got chucked out of there on my 18th birthday. Like, it was one of the first few places I actually went out, like, as a nightclub in Belfast, and I'd done it. And it was just kind of, it was like, holy shit, like, this is really nice and stuff. And like, even like Johnny was like, oh, well, like, will you do support?
Yeah.
Like, it was such a nice feeling just for someone to like reach out and actually.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. The worst. And I said, no, the worst was probably, and I said this to her the other night, was Claire Corrigan put up a gig. It was like an all-day comedy thing in Oma.
Yeah.
And I was one of the first on, and there
was like 2 people at it or something.
Two people at the start.
Well, that was in the green room, wasn't it?
Yeah.
MMC, not in the 17th.
And
but they've been selling out like fuck
yeah,
recently,
and I said to Claire, I was like, it wasn't obviously nobody's fault. It was just because it was one of my 3rd or 4th gigs where I was like
a 12-hour comedy show, and it was like
yeah, and I was just like, fuck this. And it was one of them things. I was so far away from home, and I was like, I want to kill myself.
Yeah.
I want to die.
Yeah, that's like, I feel like that sometimes. We drove the whole way to fucking Letterkenny, and it was 10 people at it. Yeah. And I was like, holy shit.
Yeah. But that's
it was a good gig. Like I did well, Claire did well, Claire Corrigan was saying it. Sean McAlevey killed. It was wild. Pete Giffen did really well, and then Darren Matthews killed as well. So it was like, we were like, what the fuck, where'd this all come from? Yeah. That question was asked by Ronan Diamond as well. So
I met Ronan like for the first time the other night, the American. Funny fella.
He's mental, like, isn't he?
He loves it, like,
he's fucking chaotic. Like, shout out to Ronan Diamond.
Yeah, legend.
He's chaos in a bottle, like, you know. He's actually. Have you ever seen one of the bits he does about?
I've never actually seen it before.
No, he does this bit where he brings out don't want to tell his like bits, like, but it's basically him slagging foreigners. Like, he goes on about slagging foreigners, and then at the end of it, it's a whole twist. I'll tell you about it after, but it's like the end of it is like him basically just kicking the fuck out of himself then, you know, and it's like that was brilliant. That was really good. Yeah. So fair play to him. But I think my worst one was probably the and it's not to say it's a bad club because everyone else has had good experiences in it, but the Kiwis one I did, that one was wild. That one was
but you knew that was going to happen because it was a week before Christmas, and then you said there was like 80 block bookings.
Fuck, mate, that was like, it was actually so mental, and they looked after us really well and all, and like, you can tell on a normal night that club is class. It was like 120 people in it, and you can just tell it's an unreal gig, but they were just, I think I just got it on the worst night to exist, you know.
And it's also that thing, you're so far away from home.
Yeah, like, I drove and it was an open spot as well, so it was like, drove the whole way to Portrush, you know, for a fucking, like, a 10-minute set. I did about 15, but, like, 15 because my crowd work was about 8 minutes, because I was talking to one guy, and he was called Murph, and I goes, what's your name? And he was the loudest guy in the room, so that's why I picked on him, and I was like, here lad, what's your name? And he goes, Murph, and I goes, Murph, you look like a big fucking walking bottle of vape liquid, and he was like, he turned around to his mates and all, and I was all, Murph, I guess what side of the wall you're from then? I was like, slagging the life out of him, and then outside, he walks up to me, and he goes, lad, that was fucking great, that was great, and I was like, oh, really, did you catch any of it, or did you talk the whole way through? And he was like, oh, really, and I was like, I'll take it easy, Murph, anyway, and he goes, you remember my name, you remember, and I was like, dickhead, fuck you, Murph, fucking ruined my gig, so he did, and it was weird, but other than that, like, they looked after us really well, but I think favourite has to be, the top 3 so far is, I think either first, like, the Laveries, that was just because it was like Paddy McDonald and Colin Geddes were just standing there, you know, and you're like, fuck, I'm about to perform with these guys. You know, I think the Balmoral had to be one because that was my first big gig of like more than like 200 people.
Oh, it was mad.
Yeah, I think that one was brilliant, and either the Boiler Room or my first Sunflower.
Yeah,
I think those two were fucking class as well.
Yeah,
my first Sunflower was like, you know, I was like 3 months in, and I had like the shittest fucking gigs ever. Like everything I was doing was just flopping, and then I did the Sunflower, and I went, "Fuck, I'm gonna stay doing this. I'm gonna keep doing this," you know.
Yeah.
But that one was maybe it. But the Boiler Room there was just like I came off, and I was like fucking McGregor walking off.
Yeah.
Like,
oh, absolutely. Yeah.
Makes you cocky, like. But then you go and do like, you know, like an open mic or something, and it's just some cunt going, "Yeah, I'm following you, you cunt." And you're like, all right.
Yeah. No, it's good though. Like, yeah.
Yeah, I think we'll hit one more question, then we'll wrap her up because we're hitting an hour and 20 there. So, fuck's that? See if it's fucking. Yeah, no, it was Pete Giffen. Hold on. Pete Giffen gets brought up more in this podcast than any other cunt.
I know.
I swear to God. Hold on. Now my fucking Wi-Fi is playing up. Fill the deader with me singing. I know, fuck it. We'll just wrap her up anyway.
Is there no more?
No, not really. Nothing. I'm just venting them there anyway.
Yeah,
so
probably just Liam being like,
if you were 2 inches deep in your man, your dad was 2 inches deep in you, would you back up or move forward? You're like, I'm not stopping till I come.
Jesus Christ.
It's the only way to answer that question. Yeah. But no, anything you want to plug? Anything coming up or? This will probably be out towards maybe the start of next week. So
nothing really, just live and let live.
Anyway, User Hectic live podcast on the 26th of May. The tickets will be on Eventbrite. This will be out by then because I'm hoping to post this week coming.
Yep.
So that will be a good crack, and I'll probably put this out at the weekend, maybe next weekend.
Come on, listen to us talk shite, and I can talk about stories about my dad being mental.
I know it's not even going to be that. We're going to do like just mental shit on it anyway. So if you want to come see that, it's going to be class.
Chico's going to shave his head on it, isn't he?
Yeah, Chico. If he's not fucking hungover on it, if he shows up to it. But no, it'll be good crack. You'll see me, maybe some of the other guests that have been on the podcast. Adam's obviously the co-host, so he's going to be here. Yeah, it'll be fucking class. We're going to just keep plugging it every week until it comes anyway. Absolutely. So, get your tickets. They'll probably go quite quick because there's only 50 seats, so it'll be mental shit. And Darren Matthews, don't kill me for it. But fuck that. Thank you very much for coming on.
Thank you again for having me, brother.
We're going to be on for like 40 more times anyway. So.
Listen, it's a pleasure.
We'll just wing it from here, you know. So fuck that. Thank you for listening. Take her easy.